have some fun speaking with him.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that next morning, you guys arise and head off. You ask maybe one of the guards to direct, or you could even ask Vesh, and he directs you to one of the simple looking huts in the very back. Unlike Orok, it doesn't seem like the elder has anything larger or anything more ornate in terms of housing than the rest.
Really, what's his love tent like?
His love tent. Ooh, is that your negotiation tactic? Hey there, elder. Show me your love tent.
Some seduction.
So, yeah, you get back to this. You start heading in that direction, and you see an older Svimosish man. He's a hulking man, and he looks like a man that at one point in his youth was a great warrior, but time has taken its toll on him. And you see where he's got big old muscle. His big muscles have started slowly turning to fat and degrading. He's probably about 50 years old, so he's probably the oldest Svimosish that you've seen in such good shape. He's balding with a large turban above his head, and he's sitting outside his hut currently with the remains of breakfast, and he's smoking a long pipe.
Good morning to you.
Is this in Svimosish?
Yes.
It says, greetings, good morning, and welcome to Anavim, foreigners.
I thank you. I am Thalan Naruthiel. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're the elder of the village, are you not?
I am, yes.
Well, I think we've
generously
come
appointed as the leader of Anavim.
Of course. I believe we've come to gently speak to you, perhaps of matters that Vesh had mentioned yesterday.
Yes, the Jade Lion Trading Company. Come, you may sit and speak to me. Anyone may speak to me.
Yeah, Thalan will go up, he'll sit, and he's just going to be very nice and relaxed right now.
I have already spoken to Vesh in length. Why have you come to speak to me? Why should I even listen to you?
I suppose my point here is I'm not here to make an argument against you. I've heard Vesh's side of the story, and your demands did sound reasonable, of course. I understand you have a neutrality of this village, is that correct?
Yes, Anavim is safe for everyone. It is protected from all tribes.
And you're aware and have peace with all the tribes around you, of course.
Yes. Yes, we are seen as a place where anyone can come to trade.
That's fantastic. It is such a delightful village here.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yes. We had recently come from the north, where Orak had used to be. And it saddened me to see that it had been abandoned.
I've heard of that, but I've heard the tribe has moved on.
Indeed. Or at least I hope most of them have. We did see several who had perished there. I believe maybe to the rats and spiders that infested the region. Terrible things.
Such is the way of the jungle.
I do see that you have perhaps 3 people appointed as warden here. Has that been sufficient so far?
I have a number of wardens on hand. It is not an issue of the other natives. It is more an issue of wild beasts, or if lizard men come. But if in those cases it is the entire village can fight against those threats. We are far enough north that we do not get bothered often.
I see. Well, it's good to hear that you feel so safe. I understand that there's been some trouble to the south, though. I've heard some of the villagers speak of demons and giant frogs, and honestly, it sounds a bit like nonsense to me. But there is the matter of Balan. I understand he used to work in the south.
I would not be so quick to discourage uh, those rumors of demons and giant frogs. There's often somewhat a truth into the stories we tell, but as for Balan, he used to come here to trade. What are you asking now?
I suppose, in terms of the way the region looks, he's since left the company that Vesh works for.
Oh,
And I believe I have some fear myself of what maybe he might be doing or planning there if he's broken off and claimed his own territory. This river is directly between him and that company.
that is true. If he still lives, as you say.
If he does. If he does. But I can only wonder what he would do. The most that he could do would be to clear the river for his own. I fear this town might end up caught between two forces. That is, of course, assuming that we can do nothing about Balan.
So what are you trying to say?
I believe maybe all I'm saying is, at least from my perspective as an outsider, maybe there is some benefit from allying with the company. That maybe, at least, the center point would not be Anavim for such things. And the danger can be outside of the city.
Okay, so make a diplomacy check. This is going to be an
Yeah.
opposed check. So you're going to roll a diplomacy check against his resist persuasion.
I still got 8. I'm not great at making my case, but I'm good at
Yeah.
just talking.
Um,
You heard all the logic of it. I can only hope that maybe that's even slightly convincing. Got 81.
so with an opposed check, you add it together. So you got an 89.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little bit he's got his resist persuasion, and he
Oh,
is
that's right. I want to roll higher here.
you
So
want
this
to
is good.
in this case you want to roll high. So this is good. So he's got his resist persuasion, and he also has a little bit of a bonus because he's kind of tired of talking about
Yeah.
these trade negotiations. So he has a little bit of a bonus as well. Oh, good lord. You rolled a
Nice.
99. So he didn't even need that bonus. He rolled massively.
He's just not gonna move.
Yeah, maybe it's just you asked him so recently, maybe just roll bed.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, he listens to you. Well, Anavim is more of an ideal. If these factions war for the jungle will fight back. It does not have heard of that those Zazani has tried to fight the jungle itself, and we have won before. With the assistance of the elves and our tribes together, I think whatever those northerners try to bring onto us, we can fight off on our own.
I see. That's good to hear, then. I wish you nothing but the best. And of course, I'll be through the village a few more times. I'll be sure to come and just simply say hello. I won't bother you about such matters.
Well, good day, and happy travels. May the jungle bring you profit.
Like before we leave, just out of curiosity, would there be anything that the Jade, oh god, what's the company?
Jade Lion.
Jade Lion.
Jade Lion, could do to help smooth negotiations, short of building a village? I do not believe they have the capacity for that at the moment, but they might be able to offer something else.
Yes, we seek that they give us their profits, 75% of their profits that they make trading here at Anavim, along with the construction of buildings, which would just facilitate their trade. It is in their interest to build the village, maybe starting with a palisade and docks, and we could use an actual inn, a place that we could stay, maybe a warehouse to store their goods and for goods of our people as well.
I mean, this sounds entirely possible to me. Some negotiation might need to be in. I'm not sure 75% will quite be doable, but I'm sure that they could come to an agreement with you and we could help broker such an agreement. We can take this information and back to the Jade Lion company on your behalf, and
Yes.
perhaps something can be arranged.
Yes,
I'm not
you
sure.
take my deal to Vesh, and you tell him my terms, for he heard them yesterday, and you'll hear them again today, and you'll hear them again.
Well, we might need. Not all buildings can be built all at once. Prioritize them, and over time, over the next few years, perhaps reach the goal. But maybe we can start that process and that path for compromise.
Maybe.
Perhaps give it a few weeks. Maybe we'll wear Vesh down along the way there and back.
All right. So he kind of bids you adieu and continues on with his, leisurely morning. What would you all like to do?
I think we're probably going to head back to the boat, or at least the Lon's intent is.
All right.
And it might be time to just go ahead and start setting sail to the copper mines.
Vesh is
Yes.
ready whenever you are.
I'm still here. I'm not leaving town yet.
Oh?
If you set sail, you're setting sail without me.
Oh, where are you going?
Well, I still had stuff to speak to Mr. Smoking a Pancake here.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, you want to speak to Smoking a Pancake? Is that what you called him?
I forgot his name. But he is smoking and eating breakfast, so...
Shavam.
Shavam. One letter off. He could be a superhero.
I know, he's that close.
He is an old man now. Maybe he says his name, he turns back into a child. I've been leading this town for 1,000 years. Anyways.
All you have to do is return. He's actually that little girl. You just have to give him or give her the doll, and then poof.
Well, we'll find out by the end of the day. Shavam, if I have a moment of your time.
You've had several. Why not several more?
Very well. It's come to my attention by at least one of your wardens that you might know a thing or two about the lizard folk that live in the region.
I did. Yes.
Specifically to the northeast.
I have in my youth. I've traveled around the jungle, and I have encountered lizard folk in all corners. What about them, especially to the northeast?
Are the ones to the northeast, do they tend to take slaves?
He scratches his beard. I know they all tend to take some, but not for long.
When you say not for long, how long are we talking?
I truly cannot say. It has been a long time since I have fought the lizard folk, and it is mainly the youths, the young men who are still strong of arm that fight. There is usually skirmishes between villages, tribes between the lizard folk and lizard men, or lizard folk and our tribes. Typically, sometimes endeavors are made to rescue prisoners, but it is not always successful and is not always quick enough. The fires in the cookpots of the lizard folk are ever boiling.
I shall speak true and without vagueness to you. As our man Thelon there recently said, we came across Orok, and it was a town without people, which is not to say that there were not dead to be found there. And it is my belief that, quite possibly, the lizard folk may have perpetrated such an event, and it is also my hope that, if it is possible that the lizard folk take people alive, that it is equally possible that these people could still be alive to be saved.
I do not know what information you have, but I believe you might be sorely wrong. For I know Orok, and I know the man that leads the tribe that used to live there. They are, last I heard, alive and well. They abandoned Orok for the same reason that we now rule Anavim. The Jade Lion Trade Company stopped requesting our goods. They stopped coming by and trading with us. We thought they had merely abandoned us, and so there's no reason to stay at a village where you can sell none of your goods. Orok survived on their trade with the Jade Lion. When the Jade Lion abandoned them, they could not stay at Orok anymore.
You say that you had contact with the leader of that village before or after they moved on?
It was after they moved on. It was after they left Orok. Several of them came down to Anavim to do some trade before they continued to the east.
And they mentioned abandoning the village due to economic reasons, not for hostility's sake.
Yes, if I remember correctly. They spoke of no longer being visited by the company. This was, of course, around the same time that we established our leadership of Anavim.
And they made no mention to an attack of any sort?
None whatsoever.
Were these a united tribe, or were they individuals from all nations?
They were a single tribe.
If I might ask, of what nationality?
So they were of the jungle, Mosish.
Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself now that the dead that we encountered there may not have been from the tribe, but from the other parties that the Jade Lion may have sent after us that just wound up dead there. On the regular, would you say that the Jade Lion sends you negotiators to reopen things here?
They have sent a number of people. There have been a visit or two. It is not often.
In the last year, would you say?
2 others.
I see. Very well. I thank you for your time. Please have a pleasant day. It's a lovely village you have here. I very much appreciate the 3 laws that you have going on.
Thank you very much. All right.
Otherwise, I'm going to hang around the carpenter's place for the rest of the day.
So you're going to hang around the carpentry. So you're going to wait. You're all going to wait another day here?
No, Thalon, after probably waiting half an hour, is probably going to go and find him.
All right. So you
Harry.
you find him.
Harry, there you are. What are you doing hanging out in here?
I'm waiting for a project to be completed.
What exactly is it that you're waiting on?
A doll. I'm having a doll made for a little girl in this village.
Oh, is that the little girl who was all around yesterday?
Yes, the one that was looking for her doll. I saw her talking
I
to a lot of
see.
you.
How very kind of you. It's always good to know that you have such a big heart. But do you really have to wait for it?
Yes, it will be finished either tonight or tomorrow.
Can't the carpenter simply deliver it to the girl?
Possibly, but I don't feel that will have as good of an emotional impact. Also, there's words that can't be spoken by somebody who doesn't care.
I suppose that is true. That is true. Well, I accept this. Go ahead, speak the words that you wish. We'll wait. And we'll set out tomorrow. I don't think we're necessarily in a rush.
What are you
It
going to
has
say?
been over a
Grow up! And then break the doll in front of her.
month. Oh gosh. Building up all this pathos and then just tearing it asunder.
I mean, it fits me. You guys have never seen my other games before. All flesh must be eaten, right? I played a guy who went through the entire ship saving people, and then the moment that there was two people that could have been infected, two old, elderly, nice as hell people, threw them down a stairwell to the zombies so they couldn't infect other people. Nobody saw it coming.
Oh, awful. But yeah, so I'll just go ahead and wait for a day. I'll probably actually just casually chat up villagers, maybe even the elf, and just, talk about elfy things. Like, yeah, this is what's been happening the last couple 100 years over in this direction. What about you?
All right.
So, yeah.
So that day will just that day passes by. Everyone
Actually,
can put one. Oh yeah.
I wanted to talk to Vesh after the meeting
Okay.
with the elder.
Yeah.
So Vesh, I'm curious what negotiations you were looking for. What is the Jade Lion out of Anaheim?
We have to have a presence here again. We did before Milan and all this went to hell, but when we lost contact, they threw out our leadership, and we would like a presence here in Anaheim, where we can trade here and store our goods and our equipment and base more expeditions from here.
Yeah, I mean, the Elder here is also a warehouse we built that could store goods. It seems like you guys might be aligned on that particular aspect. He's looking for 75% of price, which of course seems too high. I'm curious what on your side would a reasonable deal?
That would be ridiculous to do 75%. We have to
Yeah,
make money
yes.
from
Yeah, of course.
I am authorized to give up to 20% of the profits here. And I think it would be fair that we could build at least two buildings, a warehouse, that would make sense, and a building for our people to stay at, that would make sense as well. We've done that in previous villages. But that's what we could do.
Okay. Perhaps we should let the Elder think about this while we go head to the copper mines. But yeah, when we come back, perhaps we should go together to discuss this potential trade alliance. Perhaps something along the lines of 25% ongoing profit with 10% of the additional profits going toward building of certain warehouses, etc., that need to be made. that would taper off once those necessities are constructed.
That's
This
something
might be
something like that might be able to work. It'd be tough to go above 20%, but I might be able to convince the leadership in as most of them.
Okay, this sounds good.
Any deal might help. A deal, even a slightly less profitable deal, might be better than no deal.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. What do you think, Tubbs? Especially as this comes to a matter of mercantile acumen, this seems like something you might be interested in.
Oh yeah, I think it's fair, you know. Everybody get a piece.
Oh, all right. After the mines, we'll broke this deal.
So one more night passes, and in the morning, the old wood carver has finished your doll.
All right, I'll go collect.
It's a good-looking doll.
I mean, does it fit all of the description given me by both mother and child?
Let me check his skill. It's not incredible. It's not an incredible. It's not incredibly accurate, but it's accurate enough. I mean, he definitely didn't make a masterpiece, but it's serviceable.
I have to
He
make
he gives it to you and he says, I'm sorry, it might not be perfect, but it's difficult to do a rush job like this. If you give me more time, I am sure I can do something much better. But
How much more time?
how close to your specifications do you want it?
As close as possible.
If you give me a week, I can work on it. Come back, you can see what you like about it. Maybe any opinions can be offered, and then I can try to add those aspects.
I know, Connor. Literally what I was thinking of, because this is a good sell, but a tough sell. I tell you
It might be tough to convince. It might be tough to convince Vesh to stay
I know,
here for
I know. That's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, all things are done for a worthy cause. And though it might not, employ 50 people up and down a river, the delight of one child is still worthwhile. Hold on to the doll. I will be back within the hour to discuss the possibility of further employ.
Okay.
And I'm going to head back to the boat to talk to everybody at once.
Yeah,
All
Thorn's
right.
just following you on the way back because he's just stalking you on this.
You'll have to join my other stalkers.
So you guys are all on the boat.
Actually, no, I'm going to talk to them off of the boat because I know the nature of people.
Okay.
Of course.
I believe that we should postpone our trip to the mine by a week.
So is this only the 5 of you, or is this?
Yeah, I think that's what he wants.
I want Vesh as well.
Okay.
I mean, it's his mission. I have to talk to him about it.
I just didn't know if you wanted to talk to each other first before talking to Vesh.
Oh no, I'm talking. I assumed that nobody would know about this. My problem here, except for Thalan, who has been clearly eavesdropping on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that we should postpone our trip to the mines by at least a week. And I'm not going to lie to you to say this is for any other reason other than I wish to make a small girl happy. But there are, of course, other reasons why we should endeavor to such things. least of which being both mine and Connor's current injuries could use some time to heal.
Thalon casually hides his broken leg.
I'm
I wonder how
down
Vesh
with a few
responds
more
to that.
days. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Connor.
I'm down for a few more days. So maybe he can finish it in a week. Maybe he can finish it a little bit sooner. But yeah, I want to be 100% so I can get eaten by a lizard folk.
How long is the trip to the copper mines anyway, Vesh?
The trip to the copper mines will be Anavim Denonish. It will be just about 3 days.
3 days. Well, my leg is still very bloody. I'm still changing out the cloth on it and washing that every day. I wouldn't mind some time to let it heal.
It's tough to wait here for a week for a doll. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I mean, I didn't say that, but yes.
Oh, you did say. Oh, you did say. Sorry.
I said to make a young girl happy. But I mean,
sorry, to make a young girl happy. It is. It's tough. I see that you are all wounded. Are you sure this is necessary to get for the mine to be successful?
I want to
You think-
interject with
Yeah.
to Vesh and say maybe we could talk to the village elder again and use the copper mines as a way to say, well, we'll reestablish connection with Anavim, and that might benefit you in a different way, to try to negotiate a better deal.
That might work better on the way back once we've already done so.
True. But while
Lon
we're
brings
here,
up a good point.
but maybe like plant the seed and then go and do it and then come back and say, hey, see, we did this, that'll give us a little bit more negotiating power. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. If we're going to stay.
I'm
I
okay
just-
with staying for them to get healed.
I do not see the need to stay here for a week. Will the travel time to the copper mines be enough to heal you of your wounds?
Maybe I'd like to tap the fact that Thalon already looks like shit at 6 looks, and then he just like gently pulls back the robe and reveals like the bloody stump that is his leg right now.
All right, because you guys are significant, pretty injured. I'll give you guys a either persuasion or some sort of a skilled check against his resist persuasion, and I'll give you a plus 20 bonus because you're injured.
All right, that sounds good.
I have a 16 persuasion. Anyone better than that?
You can go ahead and go for it then.
And it's a opposed check.
So should we all be making it or just one person?
One person.
All right, so yeah, Ari.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, no,
So you've got
an
a-
opposed check. That's a bad roll.
So
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
so that's a 46 plus the 20 bonus puts you at a 66. His persuasion, this is just insane. With a 93 plus his wisdom of 14, is 107. So
Connor with the bonus rolled pretty well.
he did.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it was just
He
one
also
person.
made the imperiled speech of selling this, whereas my speech was a completely different speech about the joys of children.
That's true. So yeah, the joys of children doesn't persuade him, but maybe it's your speech about be able to talk to him about the benefits of reestablishing the copper mine and Stirrat or anything like that. So he acquiesces and he says, "All right, I will give you a week, and I will speak to I will speak to the elder. So let's fast forward a week of time.
All right, so that gives me at least 5 days on one wound, and I'm down, back up 1 point, and 6 more days to heal for the next one.
So
7
so that
days,
we're
right?
so we're doing your healing right, Connor, just so we can be on the same page. Right now you have a 4-point wound with 3 days to heal.
Yep.
Yep. So in 3 days, that drops down to a 3-day wound with 2 days to heal.
Okay.
And so in 2 more days, so we're on day 5.
Are
Day
you going to do
5.
this? Are you doing this or am I?
Yeah, I'm. Oh yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. Well, you can do it. That's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind.
So in day 5, it drops down from a 3-point wound to a 2-point wound with 1 day to heal.
Okay.
And then so in 1 day, it drops down to a 1-point wound with half a day to heal.
Okay. So that's
and
the
then-
one wound.
That's that one wound, and then you can do. That's just how the biggest wound works for you. And
Okay.
then your leg drops down 7 days. So in 6 more days, your penalty from your foot is going to be decreased by 1.
Okay.
So
And then my second wound, how does that?
do
would
you have
that-
fast healing, Ari?
No.
Oh, okay. So your first, Connor, your 2-point wound. So you've got 7 days. So in 1 day it becomes a 1-point wound with half a
Right.
day to heal, and then by the second day, in half a day, it's healed completely. So your 2-point wound is gone entirely.
Okay.
A 4-point wound with 2 days to heal. So in 2 days, it becomes a 3-point wound with 3 days to heal. So in 5 days, it becomes a 2-point wound with 1 point, or 2-point wound with 2 days to heal. And then 2 more becomes a 1-point wound with 1 day to heal. And then on the 7th day, it becomes a 1-point wound with 1 day to heal. Yep.
All right. So my math is right. Got it.
Just double checking.
So maybe I'm doing this right or wrong. I had 9 points of wounds left and 5 days to heal. It goes down to 0, and then I still have 8 points left to heal. 2 days later, it has 6 days left.
Yep, that's correct. So you only managed
Okay.
to heal 1 hit point over those days.
Yeah, so it's still going to take a while.
So and on that last day, the doll is finished. And this time, it looks like he spent a lot of time working on it, and it looks very accurate.
Perfect. All right. I will. Hold on a sec here. What's my? I will give him an additional 3 silver.
Okay.
I am now down to. I guess technically I have 4 silver left, but I technically have 8 silver left because I made a note down here. I subtracted it from my total and made a note where I'm sending an additional 4 silver off to as soon as I find a place to give it to those people.
Ah,
So if it seems like my count on my sheet is different from the actual amount that I have, the very bottom of my notes says I have 4 silver banked. It's still a total that I have in case you decide to try and rob me at some point.
all right. Or if you die or anything like that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have denominations I need to pay off. But yeah, I will take that.
Works.
I'll give him the extra amount of money as an appreciation for a job well done and an extra time spent on it.
All right.
And I will take the doll and I will head to the bazaar.
Yeah. So it's easy to find. She's usually kind of ambling around, playing and doing what she can. If there's any foreigners, I mean, she's clearly going in front of them. But you guys have been here for a while, so not really anything going on there. What would you like to do?
I will approach her, preferably near the stall where her mother works.
Right. So maybe you catch her when she's like, gone back to her mom, and they're having a little lunch or something like that, and you wait till they've all finished. They're starting to finish up, and you can approach.
Stupid question. I've somehow already forgotten her name.
Melza.
Melza.
Melza is the daughter,
Right.
and Shada is the mother.
Melza, it's good to see you again.
Oh, hello there, mister.
I'm about to be heading off on another trip, so I won't be able to see you again. But
Oh,
I haven't forgotten the promise that I've made to you to try and find your doll.
okay.
In the meantime, though, I did come across something to make the time go by faster.
Oh, yeah?
And I'll kneel down, but I have my hands behind my back. Say, if you hold out your hands for me. And I will reach around out of a bag and I will put the doll into her hands.
Oh, it's beautiful. What's her name?
Countess. She's the sister to
Oh.
the princess.
Oh, it's Princess's sister?
Yes.
Oh my. It looks so she's so beautiful. She's so similar to Princess. Oh, Mom, look. She shows it to her mom, and she's already starting to play with it. Oh, thank you, mister. Thank you so much.
Now you treat her nice. She'll tell me when I come back if I find Princess. And she'll talk to her sister about everything too, I'm sure.
Oh, I will. I'm going to tell her everything. I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much. And she's already like running off.
Perfect. I'll nod to her mom and I'll say, ma'am. And I'll head back to the boat.
She says, "Thank you so much."
Of course.
All right. So you guys are all back at the boat and ready to head off to the Nonish copper mines.
Yeah, Thalon wipes like a single tear from his eyes. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
And now we're off.
So, how's everyone doing on wounds? Anyone? How's the healing going for everyone?
Terribly.
All right. So, if it helps, the next 3 days, for the next 2 days, for the first 2 days on the trip, is uneventful. The first day goes by, and you're taking this larger branch off the Izovan River, and it's still rather a large tributary. But by the end of it, in the second day, the river is definitely starting to narrow, and the jungle is getting thick around you, similar to how thick the jungle was around when you were in Iraq. So that's 2 more days of healing for everyone.
Alright, fully healed up.
And on the third day, your small river starts opening up into a large lake. The small tributary winds its way past darkened jungle shorelines. Mosquitoes are thick here, and your arms are growing tired. Oh yeah, here we are right here. Your arms are growing tired from swatting the small pests as they feast on you. Ahead, you're treated to a rather rare sight. The river widens into a long, winding, jagged lake. To the east, the land appears more open and more savanna-like, although you can see the jungle resume farther rising. In the distance, you spot what appears to be a small herd of bovines gazing or grazing alongside the lake and drinking from the water. From the distance, it's difficult to tell what they are, but Vesh quickly provides an answer as he sees you peering over there. Ah, those are wildebeests. They migrate from place to place, but prefer the open ground better than the thick jungle. It is said I need everyone to roll an observation check.
Why did they say that?
Wildebeest, they talk.
It is said that they need everybody to roll an observation check.
It is said they require observation checks.
Oh,
Yo, we are on it for this one.
Yeah, we know about
Dang.
wildebeests.
Holy smokes.
They're
So,
like sturges, but with hooves.
so as you guys are looking towards the shore, it just so happens that Kara, Tub, and Ari all notice a large shape surfacing out of the water. You at first you just see two little small like black spots pop up, and then a larger shape pull itself out of the water, swimming towards you. It looks like there is an enormous hippo heading towards your boat. Everyone roll initiative.
and can I yell out so that the people know?
Yeah. So you'll be able to do that when you're
Oh,
first. The initiative tracker is clear. So everyone roll initiative with a D8 since you spotted it. And Kara, I think you're going to be using a D6 because you get one dice better. If you
And
didn't
I'm an
spot it,
elf.
then it's a D12.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna re-roll here real quick, and I'll roll with the D10.
Wow, weird little lag spike there.
right.
Not actually that much worse. Interesting.
This is that's the wrong one. Here, and it is on. So is everyone on there? We got Karathalon. These guys for initiative. So yeah, you three spot this hippo emerging out of the water and what looks like it's heading straight towards your boat. Initiative 1, it's weird. Oh, now it's going. On initiative 1, it's just slowly starting to head towards you. Doesn't think it's my turn. Is my turn. Done. 2, it's just still paddling forward. 3, just moving along. It's like moving on at a rather leisurely pace, but it's kind of picking up a little bit of speed. You can as it's getting closer, you can also hear it making sounds. Although none of you speak hippo, so
Quick, translate.
it's still going forward. Nazvor's surprisingly the first one to see it, and he cries out, "There's something surfacing in the water! A hippo!" Everyone gets to reduce their initiative by 2 to a minimum of 5. All right, so we're on second 5. Navor's like, what are we gonna do? What's the play here? And what are Kara and Connor going to do? You see, we'll let you guys go first. As you see it's just heading straight towards the boat.
I'm gonna pull out my sword.
Okay.
Right, that's all I can do at that.
Yeah,
in that
that'll take a second. Yep.
So I just hit delay, right?
Yep. Or no, you just hit done.
Okay.
Done will delay you 1 second.
Is there any way to make the boat go faster? Out of curiosity.
I mean, yeah, you could start paddling faster. That's something you're more than welcome to do.
Never mind. I'll yell that to Naz for whoever was asking, whichever guard was asking. Like, let's
Okay.
get out of here. and I'm gonna start moving towards it and also pull out my sword. So I'm gonna move, I guess, a step. How fast can I
Yeah.
move again? Sorry.
You can move at a jog, but at this point, you're probably like moving from sitting
Yeah, that's true.
to standing. So you can move 1 square.
Okay. Move 1 square and start pulling out.
All right. On second 5, the hippo moves forward and smashes its head against the side of the boat, rocking the entire boat. I need everyone to roll a dexterity check. So a dexterity check, there is a macro for it, if you'd like. Or you can just roll a d20, and the goal is to try to roll under your dexterity.
That'd be the ability check.
Yeah, it would be ability check. That's the macro.
Nope, time to drown.
How did I do that?
Oof,
called it.
Where's
I
the
see.
macro
Sorry,
located?
for the people that are aware, for Connor and Kara, it's you can steady yourself. So Kara and Connor, you see this thing going to ram you, and so you're able to set aside and steady yourself. But this is for everyone else. To find the macro is at the top
got it
right
now.
next to the settings.
Yep, I see it. Didn't I see the thing as well or no? 'Cause I rolled a
You
1.
did, but you're not. You didn't roll a low enough that you're aware right now.
Oh,
And let me roll for Vesh and for Hezvim. They're both good. And Kaval,
nice.
they're all good. So it looks like Ari, you're the only person that you're not thrown overboard, but you're knocked prone. So as a benefit to being rocked like this is everyone's initiative is now reduced to a 7 if you're higher than a 7. So that's a little benefit as you're basically considered attacked by this.
Is standing up an action or a movement action?
It'll just take a second to stand up.
Okay, but I mean, you could stand up during a turn or in the seconds between turns.
You have to wait till your turn to be able to stand up.
All right.
Yeah. You have to at least be aware before you can
Right.
do
I
it.
forgot I haven't even reached that point yet.
So, Kara, you see this thing just smash against the hole, the entire boat rock. What would you like to do? It looks like the lip of the boat is low enough that if you're standing next to it, you could attack the hippo in the water, but it could probably attack you as well.
Yeah. What would I roll to check if I know anything about how to scare a hippo away? Because I would ideally not want to fight a hippo that's in the freaking water. I'd rather.
Sounds like monster lore, but
That sounds like a monster lore, or maybe even a hunting check, something like that.
I don't think. Yeah, monster lore isn't.
Yeah, that's one that you'd have to purchase.
Yeah.
Does anyone have monster lore?
I don't have hunting.
I
really.
do. Wanna
What
give it
is
a
your
go?
monster lore?
Probably the only one in the party. Let's check out what the number was. 30.
Just tell me the skill because I roll it. All right.
Yeah.
You can't believe it. It's one of the alpha sturges.
I knew it. It's heavily armored and can function in water and rocks.
You do not remember anything about hippos off the top of your head. In fact, this is probably the first time you've ever seen one. You've heard of them, but nothing springs to mind about information about them.
Everyone, I believe it is trying to mate with us. Make yourself seem ugly and unappealing. We should have that down easily.
So on second 6, what are you going to do, Kara?
Yeah, I'm gonna yell at the guards again and be like, how can we get it to go away? And I'm gonna
I don't know.
closer.
We've never seen one. We've never fought a hippo. And did you shout at this guy to start rowing?
Yeah, or one of them. I'm not sure which.
Yeah,
Whoever was
this
asking.
is the guy that's already acting. So
Okay, then yeah.
they're moving to do that.
Sweet. Let's get out of here. I can move 2 squares or just 1?
At this point, you can move 2. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna. All right, let's go for a hit on him then. Right when I move the first
Yeah, right
time
when you
into
move
his-
into contact with him.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, let's try to get him away.
I got a 17. You got 21. You hit.
Sweet.
So you slash at it with your scimitar, and you cut into its thick hide, but it doesn't look like it was bothered by that blow. It seemed to just kind of like cut into its blubbery fat.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. Just like what?
And just roars and opens its mouth. Roll a or delay your initiative.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna scream at Kara, wait, I'm gonna try to stretch out my feelings and make friends with the hippo. Can I roll for animal empathy?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And nope.
So you're trying to empathize. You're making like when you start making hippo sound, it just seems to enrage it even more, and it just starts bashing itself against the boat more.
All right. So that's my move, right?
So delay 5 seconds, as it takes you about 5 seconds to mimic these hippo sounds. All right. Next up, Tub.
Oh my goodness. Let me see. I think I could throw daggers. I don't remember. I
Oh,
changed myself around so much.
Oh crap, Vesh died?
no, he's just piloting the boat, so he's not gonna be able to pull himself off.
999 is our code for dead.
Falon on his turn. Since it looks like he's up, he's going to go ahead and pull out a javelin and start moving.
All right.
So that's going to be 1 second.
Ari, you're on the ground, prone on second 7.
Oh wait, did Tubbs delay? I thought Tubbs was just deciding what he was doing.
Tubbs is still on second 7. It's just while he's deciding, there's a bunch of people on second
Oh well,
7.
then I'm just even though I'm on my back, I'm pulling out my shield.
All right.
That's the best shield roll I've ever done.
Laying on the ground, strapping a shield on. All right. So Tub, what are you gonna do? The hippo's right next to you, and Kara's attacking it while Connor's making cooing
Can I
sounds
attack
at it.
from here or no?
You can, yeah.
Okay, wasn't sure if I could like jump on it or something.
Are you going to
use
jump
my
on it?
dagger. I want to keep this character. Thank you.
All right. You're gonna attack at it with your dagger.
Yes.
All right.
Last week you would have jumped on it. Just saying.
While telling
it
us
get a-
all in extreme detail your entire thought process.
Right.
You were a different man last week.
Think it got a 19.
Maybe if the thing was fighting one of you guys, I would have jumped, but it's a safe distance away.
Which, by the way, Connor, we decided we were never talking about that.
Right. Sorry.
The week that
You
didn't
want me to
exist.
jump on it? I will jump on it.
Roll your attack.
Sure.
Oh, you just barely miss. You
Oh,
slash at it with your dagger, and it's just like, it's just moving just enough that your short dwarven arms can't quite reach it. Maybe it's at this point that one of the guards starts rowing the boat, and it just pulls you just out of range.
God damn it.
I guess like just move the hippo around or something to represent that. Easier than the whole boat.
Right.